Sunyavadi Patracha Desi Harine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Chaitanya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Gaur Bhaktivinoda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nitai Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Bol Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Bol Bolo Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Open Haribo Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Dance. Brahmacharis, you dance. Dance, dance. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Yo! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Yo! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Wow! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Kirtan, yo! Oh! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, chant dance, go! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Kirtan, oh! Gauranga, Hare Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Oh! Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, harmonium now. Yeah, harmonium down. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Kirtan, forever. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hey! Chant dance. Back home. Wow, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Radhe Shyam, Vrindavan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Krishna. Nitai Gauranga Jai, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga Jai, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga Jai, Nitai Gauranga, wow, Nitai Gauranga Jai, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga Jai, Go Hari. Nitai Gauranga Jai, Go Hari. No, Nitai Gauranga Jai, Go Hari. Go Hari. Go Hari, go Hari. Hey, Jai Sachinandan, Jai Sachinandan. Bolo Jai Sachinandan, Jai Sachinandan. Hey! Jai Sachinandan, 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 Jai Sachinandan. Wow, Jai Sachinandan, Gauranga. Oh, Jai Sachinandan, Gauranga. Jai Sachinandan, Go Hari. Go Hari, go. Namadweep. Go Hari. Go Nityananda, Ram. Go. Nityananda, Nityananda, Nityananda Ram. Nityananda, Nityananda, Nityananda Ram. Gaura, 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 Gaura. Gaura, Gaur, 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 Hari. Gaur, 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 Hari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hey, 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 hey. Chant dance, chant dance. Yeah, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Maha Mantra. Whoa. Yuga Dharma. Wow. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare. Bravo, bravo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Wow, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Wow, wow, wow. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Madhur, 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 Bhaje. Now we'll do it, now we'll do it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Nirguna Hare Krishna, Vishnu Hare. Chant dance. Radhe Shyam, Vrindavan. Back home. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Yo, yo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Kirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Go, go. Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama. Brahmacharis, dance! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Ram. Woo! Yo! Yo! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Ram. Wow, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Wow, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Wow, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, here we go. Wow, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Yeah! Go, go, go! Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Go! Wow, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Wow, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare. Wow, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Rama Hare Hare. Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gauri Bol. Jai Gaur Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur. Jai Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam Jai, Vrindavan. Jai. Jai Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam Jai, Vrindavan. Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe. Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada Jai, Prabhupada Jai, Prabhupada, oh Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Sitai go, prem, 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 Nitai, go, go, prem, 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 Jai, Jai, Sri Rat. Divine Grace. ISKCON founder Acharya, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta, Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Daum Vishnupad Paramahansa Paribhatikataya Sri Maharaj Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki. Namacharya Srila Hari Rasa Thakur ki. Premsa Koho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Go Bhaktinanda ki. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath, Shamakund, Radhakund, Giri Govardhan ki, Shri Brajabhumi Shri Vrindavan ki, Vidimar Pradama ki, Naganath Puri Dama ki, Ganga Jamuna Maya ki, Bhakti Devi ki, Tulsi Maharani ki. ISKCON BBD founder Acharya, save the whole Kali Yuga, Shri Prabhupada ki. Upemdan Harinam Sankirtan Yagya ke, Srinam Prabhu ke, Kali Kali Nam Rup Krishna 15 worlds with us ke, Gaura Premanande, Gaura Premanande, Gaura Premanande, Hudi Hari Mo. Kirtan forever. Can you bring me Bhagavad Gita? A Gita, Bhagavad Gita? Yeah, what is it? I thought the book would be better. Yeah. 869. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This evening we're reading from Bhagavad Gita. We'll take this chapter, Attaining the Supreme. It's a good chapter. Let's see, why don't we do, here's a well-known verse. Abrahma Bhuvana Loka, down to the lowest. Down to the lowest. All are places, down to the lowest. All are places of misery wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains to my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. Purport. Purport. All kinds of yogis, karma, gyan, hatha, etc., eventually have to attain devotional perfection in bhakti yoga or Krishna consciousness before they can go to Krishna's transcendental abode and never return. Those who attain the highest material planets, the planets of the demigods, are again subjected to repeated birth and death. As persons on earth are elevated to higher planets, people on higher planets such as Brahmaloka, Chandraloka, and Indraloka fall down to earth. The practice of sacrifice called Panchgani Vidya, recommended in the Chandogya Upanishad, enables one to achieve Brahmaloka. But if on Brahmaloka one does not cultivate Krishna consciousness, then he must return to the earth. Those who progress in Krishna consciousness on the higher planets are gradually elevated to higher and higher planets, and at the time of universal devastation are transferred to the eternal spiritual kingdom. Baladev Vidyabhushana, in his commentary on Bhagavad Gita, quotes this verse: Brahmana sahasarve samprapte patisanjare parasyante kritamana bhavisanti. Brahma and his devotees who are constantly engaged in Krishna consciousness are all transferred to the spiritual universe and to specific spiritual planets according to their desires. Abharma bhavana loka punar arjuna mamapote konteya punarjanma nividyate. From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains to my abode, O Kunti, never takes birth again. Omagyan timanandasya gyan gana shalakaya chaksur nimilitam jena tasmai sri gurave namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Shtapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadanti Svapane. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. In the quoted verse of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gives his opinion about the nature of this world in which we live. And who knows this world better than God, better than Bhagavan? Architect of a particular building he designed know it better than anyone else? Babies are making too much noise. Doesn't the owner of a patent know the product better than anyone else?
So when God speaks about this world, isn't it that we should listen? If we're interested, like Mr. Scientist, if you'd like to know about this world, don't just speculate, but listen to the person who not only created it, but maintains it, and ultimately destroys it temporarily. Parastasmatu bhavanyo vyakto vyaktak shanatana. Elsewhere in the Gita, Krishna says that beyond this world, which is sometimes manifest and sometimes unmanifest, there exists a world which is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. It's eternal. So we have to listen, whether we're scientists or laymen, surroundings. And Krishna speaks quite strongly here. I remember my father, sometimes on the good days, he'd wake up, he'd sing a little song from the 1950s, way back. Everything's coming up roses, everything's going my way. Oh, what a beautiful morning, oh, what a beautiful day. This is, we're like the gladiators. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. So they have some idea that this is a place of enjoyment. But let us be very clear, there is some enjoyment, but there's also some misery. This is a world of duality in every respect. Boy, girl, black, white, yes, no, day, night. It's a world of duality. So yes, there's happiness, but there's plenty of distress. And the ratio may be like 5% happiness and 90% distress in many people's lives. So we have to be real. Where are we living? What are we doing here? One time we heard Prabhupada say, we are strangers in a strange land. No, but I'm Indian. I was born in India, and I'm from Pune, and it's all very clear. I have my birth certificate. No, Brahmanda Brahmatikonya Bhagavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasad, Bhai Bhakti Lat Beach. Chaitanya Tarjamrita says, what is your real, what's the bigger story? The big book of life, a big book of life, of existence. Since we fell from grace, we've been transmigrating from universe to universe. From species of life, people like history lessons. Well, here's the real history lesson. Therefore, Prabhupada told my godbrother, Vishnu Jana, experience every species of life. 8,400,000 species of life. You've experienced all those species of life. Time to Krishna. The children? Can we keep the children quiet? Mother? What's the mother? They can play outside or inside the building. Just give this, you've had so many bodies you've had. Kings and queens and rich and poor and black and white and yellow and green from Mars, who knows? You've been there, you've done that. Are you shantushti? Are you happy? Are you satisfied at heart? No. So just give this, he said, just give this one life to Krishna and see what happens. Punarjanma nividyate. If you give this one life to Krishna, you go home. That's our real home. We're like fish out of water. Fish, you give him so many things in town. No, he's back in the water, he's happy. So we have to go home to the spiritual world. So Krishna says here, dukkhalayam shashvatam. This is intelligent. You hear, look before you leap, isn't it? There's that saying, look before you leap. I don't know if they have that in Hindi. Look before you leap. Where am I? Oh, no. Look before you leap. What is your life going to be like? You just came out of the womb. You know, what's ahead? Krishna says, dukkhalayam shashvatam. No, not me. Who are you? God's opinion, God's statement is absolute truth. Relative truth, okay, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold, sometimes you have... Absolute truth. Dukkalayam ashashvatam. This is a temporary place of misery. We've all discussed this. Many of you are Bhagavatam speakers. I've quoted that verse 10 million times in the last 52 years. Well, something like that. We've discussed this, but Prabhupada said repetition of something is necessary to really understand it. Repetition. In days of yore, the spiritual master would only have to repeat something 3 times. People were so advanced. Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga. Now it's Kali Yuga. No brain left. Instead of doot, they drink Pepsi. Pepsi, what does it do to the brain? Doot, a little doot. Milk at night with some gore, and you read the Krishna book, the brain cells are replenished. But all these other, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, not much brain left. So we have to hear again and again and again and again Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, again and again and again and again. But Vedic age, the brahmachari would sit before the guru, he'd hear something 3 times. The first time he'd absorb it. The second time he heard from guru, he would understand it. Third time, Vigyan. He would realize it. Those are the glorious days of your country. Cry, my beloved country. Now all the intelligent boys and girls are going to Silicon Valley in California. And all the Westerners are coming to India to learn spiritual knowledge. Like, it's all topsy-turvy. Wouldn't that be nice? Guru is there because things are more pure, sattvic. Now, Kalo Sudra Sambhavan. In Kali Yuga, everyone's born Sudra. Of course, you can advance by the process of Krishna consciousness, but in general, the Sudras elect the leaders. Of course, in your country, you have like Raj Rishi, Prime Minister. Modi was a Babaji when he was young. He still maintains that composure, this understanding when he's ruling. But in many countries, the people elect and the whole world goes to hell. Can you imagine, you sit before your guru, he'd say something. Do you understand? Yes, Guru Maharaj. You'd assimilate it. Next time, you understand? Third time, I have realized I am not the body. Oh my gosh. That's not an easy thing to realize I'm not the body. But difficult now. Why? Tadastanu dinam dharma satyam socham samadhaya. Kalena balina rajan nansat yayur balim smriti. Then, O king, religion, truthfulness, cleanliness, mercy, austerity, duration of life, physical strength and memory will diminish day by day because of the powerful influence of the age of Kali. That's what's happening. But you can protect yourself. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Just like when Maharishi was using the voice of Ram to call Lakshman to leave Sita in the forest to come help him find Maharishi. It's a mystic trick. So Lakshman didn't want to go because he was guarding Sita. So Sita, you must go, help your brother Ram. Go, now go! So Lakshman took his sword and he made a circle around Sita Devi with mantra in the dust. And one mantra he was chanting, one kavacha. Just sound vibration. Kavacha, one sound vibration only. Sound has great potency. And he left. And then Ravana, what does Ravana's name mean? Ravana's name means, it can be translated as he who makes the universe scream. That's a horrible name. He who makes the universe scream. Oh, the devatas, 33 crores of them, Ravana, because he conquered the 14 worlds. And here he is, coming to steal the goddess of fortune. Sita Devi was princess. She had very soft, delicate skin, very fine hair, no calluses on her hands or on her feet, not accustomed to living in the wild jungle. She had the comfort of the palace in Ayodhya Dham. There was no wind, there was no freezing cold, hot temperatures, mosquitoes, bed bugs. She's a very delicate princess. And here comes the greatest Rakshasa the world has ever known, who could fight 100,000 men, finish them off, coming to capture delicate. He came close, like nowadays we have something quite gross like an electric fence. You try to get in the yard, there's electric fence. I was just in Rishikesh. We say in America, curiosity killed the cat. You know, cats are very curious, so they go places and danger, big dog waiting. Cats sneaking around the neighborhood looking for some mice, and then big dog. So curiosity killed the cat. So here's this electric wire, and I'm thinking, it was old. I was thinking, it's probably so old it doesn't work. But maybe it does. But probably it doesn't. But maybe. So curiosity hurt the Swamiji. Because I touched the wire. My hand was smoking. It was a live wire. And I never went close to that wire ever again. So powerful. So what to speak? This mantra. Prabhupada said one time, in Kali Yuga, jewels and mantras never lose potency. We just read from the 12th canto, Tatashtanu dinam dharma satyam socham samadaya kalena balina rajan nansat yayur balim shmiti. Everything's losing potency. Religion, truthfulness, cleanliness, mercy, austerity, duration of life, physical strength, memory will diminish day by day. Mantra does not lose its power. A good gem, a clear gem, like a sapphire, ruby, emerald, it doesn't lose its potency in Kali Yuga. Special blessing from some devata, I don't know. Prabhupada said. The mantra is very powerful. So whatever mantra Lakshman had chanted, the most powerful Asura couldn't get past that mantra. He couldn't get past. Of course, Sita, took the basket of fruit, stepped outside the line. Whole other chapter of the Ramayana. He whisked it away to Lanka. Everyone's favorite original love story, the Ramayana. It took place. So, in this vicious age, Tadashtanu dinam dharma of Kali Yuga, Nanshat yayur balim shmiti, everything's deteriorating, very danger. Padam padam yatvi padam natesham. Every step is danger in Kali Yuga. How will we remain aloof? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama. Of course, we're chanting for prema. We're chanting for love of God. But there's also some side benefits. You can be protected so that you can have a longer life to achieve prema. Vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatmasta durlabha. We need time to become Krishna conscious. But there's many pitfalls, both gross and subtle. So one benefit of the Maha Mantra, it acts like a cup. It's good. But Maha Mantra means whatever effect is there in another mantra, it's there in the Maha Mantra. Maha Mantra, the great chant for deliverance. No need to chant other mantras. Of course, no harm. But time and tide wait for no man. We never know when Yamaraj will appear. Come on. No, I'm not ready. I didn't finish my round. Come on. But my business, come on. So Prabhupada said, if you've got time, chant Hare Krishna. So in this world of birth and death, we're blessed to have this mantra. And it will help us in the proper perspective. Right now, we don't see exactly like a Tattvadarshi, a pure soul. We still have some anarthas in the heart. We still think, oh, very nice, very beautiful. I don't like, but I do like. We're chanting Hare Krishna, but still there's some attraction, and it's natural because we're works in progress. So we have to take this advice from the Lord. Like Prabhupada, he said one time, I've been everywhere, I've seen everything. What? All the disciples. You know, Prabhupada, how many times he went around the world? 12 times. So many countries, so many peoples, so many languages, so many everything. Prabhupada said, I've been everywhere, I've seen everything in this world. And one disciple said, well, what's your advice, Prabhupada? Prabhupada said, take sannyas. Not necessarily formally, but in the heart. In this world, and into love with Krishna in the spiritual world, as Rupa Goswami says in Padyavali. As young boys are attracted to young girls, and young girls are attracted to young boys, in this eagerness, lolium, that I want to enjoy this world, let me dovetail that in loving you. Then punarjanma today. We go home. So we have to listen carefully here. This is the ABCs of spiritual life, because when we look at the world, sometimes you're traveling and you look out, you see a beautiful forest. You think, oh, what a lovely place. Let's stop and have a picnic. It's a lovely forest. There's pretty green trees. There's deers roaming here and there. Birds are chirping. Butterflies are flying. Butterflies. It's peaceful, it's quiet. But what's actually happening? If you've ever lived in a forest, you'll know there's a bitter and constant struggle going on. Because every living entity there is food for another living entity. How do we know that? Because the Bhagavatam says so. First canto, 13th chapter, text 47. Ahastani sahastanam apadhini chaduspadam falguni tatta mahatam jivo jivasa jivanam. Woo! Those who are devoid of hands are prey for those who have hands. Those devoid of legs are prey for the four-legged. The weak are the subsistence of the strong. And the general rule is, one living being is food for another. Even the trees, it doesn't look like they're fighting, but underneath the roots are growing, fighting for the water under the ground. This tree's roots there, and this tree. So this is actually what's happening. Jivo jivasa jivanam. Next time you look at the beautiful forest, Mommy will say, oh, it looks lovely. Mommy, you know when Maharaj came to Pune, you remember he said, Jivo jivasa jivanam. There, one species eating the next species, eating the next species. This is the material world. So therefore, it's not always what it looks like. We see through our ears, not through our eyes. This is sadhu, or sadhvi. We don't see the world through our eyes. We see the world through our ears, through the words of Guru and Gauranga. We listen to them. When it came time for Prabhupada's initiation, one devotee said to Bhakti Siddhanta, would you like to initiate Abai, Baba? And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati said, yes, because he listens nicely. He listens nicely. By sound we're conditioned, and by sound we're liberated. So he listens. So we see through hearing what Guru and Gauranga tell us. That's how we see this world. And how do these acharyas describe material enjoyment? Gandharva Pura. Gandharva. Or elsewhere there's a horse egg. There's a statement for horse egg. There's no such thing as a house in the sky. There's no such thing as a horse. There's no enjoyment in this world. Be convinced. How does she have that power? Because Maya in this world is an expansion of Yoga Maya. In the spirit, we've all heard of Yoga Maya. Yoga Maya and Vrindadevi, they meet every day at Gupta Kund, and they plan where Radha and Krishna will meet, what the particular mood will be. If Radharani will be angry, man, Krishna you go. Or there's Sambhog, they're meeting to enjoy each other's association. Where in the Vrindavan forest they'll meet, by which lake, what will the temperature be, how many tunes they're singing in, how many deer will come and look. All these different pastimes, eightfold daily pastimes, Yoga Maya and Vrindadevi, they plan each day. They meet at Gupta Kund. It's near Vrindakund. They write it all down, and then they arrange. Vrindadevi has storehouses around Vrindavan where she keeps different paraphernalia that may be required for the pastime. Some delicious fruits, a lost flute, a new dress, some foods, the different pastimes, etc. All this, and this is the spiritual world, all facilitating the loving pastimes of the Lord with his devotees. And Yoga Maya expands Maya Devi, thankless task to keep us here attracted until she sees, oh, this devotee in Pune, they're very serious about their Krishna conscious. They're a young child, and they're chanting 8 rounds. These children are drawing pictures of Krishna and Balaram like this. So she says, I'll remove the curtain of illusion for these children. And they'll grow up chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. And never know what is sinful activity, and never forget the lotus feet of Radha Shyam. When Maya Devi sees that a devotee's had enough, we come to spiritual life according to Krishna because we're curious, we're looking for some material benediction, we're suffering, we're looking for knowledge. However you come and Krishna sees, then Guru Krishna Prasad Pai Bhakti Lat Bij. Somehow he directs you to an ISKCON temple. Somehow you come in contact with devotees, he become your friends. You find your Guru. You see your Ishtadev. Krishna Balaram, Jagannath Subhadra Baladev, Radha Krishna, Narasimha. It's all orchestrated. He intervenes in our lives and gives us some direction. But we have to be, demigods get confused by her. They have more intelligence than we have, but they get bewildered by her ingenious schemes. Even the Bhagavatam, first verse of the Bhagavatam, describes about the trick of the witch called Maya. She flicks the on and off switch. Boyanti yad suryaha, tejavari mridam yata, vinimayo yata trishargo. Bhagavatam, our heart and soul, Grantaraj, king of all scriptures. Speaking about the potency of the Lord and his agents. By him, even great sages and demigods are placed into illusion. As one is bewildered by the illusory representations of water seen in fire or land seen on water. One time we heard Prabhupada, I think it was a lecture maybe in Rome, he told the story of how the great Duryodhana, we all know Mahabharata, Duryodhana, the great Duryodhana, how he was illusioned. One time Duryodhana visited the imperial palace of the Pandavas. It had been constructed by Mayadhavana, a very amazing palace of the Pandavas. And when he entered, he saw what appeared to be a puddle of water, so he lifted his royal robes to go into it and out of it. But actually it was just a crystal floor. It looked like water, but Mayadhanava made it was a crystal floor. So all the ladies were up in the ramparts watching Duryodhana come. And he lifted his skirt as he walked across this crystal floor. He was always so embarrassed. So next time he came to a real pool of water, but he said, I'm not going to get fooled this time. Last time it was a crystal floor and I lifted my skirt and all the girls laughed at me. So I'm not going to get fooled again. So he didn't lift his skirt up and he just walked and he thought it's crystal. It was really a pool of water. Mayadhanava made it look. So he fell inside. Next he came to a crystal door that he thought was open because it was very clear. He just thought it was nothing there, but it was pure crystal. Boing! He bumped his head. Oh! And the girls laughed again. Then he approached what appeared to be another crystal door, but it wasn't. It was just clear. And he reached to open it and he fell down. So all the girls in the palace is big. We also laugh at the story, but we're also laughing at ourselves. How? Because we're still a little under the influence of the illusory energy. How is that? Well, Maya's greatest trick. You want to know her greatest trick? What's Maya's greatest trick? To cause us to identify with the body. I am the body. And it's not easy to overcome the bodily concept of life. Actually, if we contemplated material enjoyment as devotees, even for a moment, right? We're sitting in airport, getting to fly, and we think we see somebody enjoying. If we contemplate sense gratification, even for a moment, it means I still think I'm the body. So therefore, when sense gratification comes to the mind, the devotee ignores it. Maybe something will come because, like sometimes in the lake, the mud is at the bottom and it gets to the top. Memories come back of sense gratification, even from a past life. Say, some aunt or uncle, I don't know, comes, or say that person, they're not like us. How do you get rid of them? You don't feed them. They get up in the morning. Oh, what's for breakfast? We don't have breakfast here. What's for lunch? We're fasting today. And then, what's for dinner? We're not hungry. I'm leaving. Oh, really? When the unwanted guest comes, you ignore them. So when material desires come, and they may come, because we've been in this world a long time, we're carrying a lot of baggage. So if a material desire comes, no. Why not? I have Krishna. Krishna is all attractive. He's Tribhanga Sundar, long black flowing hair down his shoulders, eyes like lotuses to his ears, nose like sesame flower, lips red like bimba fruit, teeth like pearls, according to Rupa Goswami, playing his vamsi, his body smelling like sandalwood, aguru, and jasmine, wearing a Vaijayanti garland, 5 types of flowers which never wilt. What do I need this material desire for? One great sadhu took it so far. Yadavadi mama cheta Krishna padaravin. Since my mind has been engaged in the transcendental loving service of Krishna, realizing ever new pleasure in him, whenever I think of material enjoyment, I spit at the thought, and my lips curl in distaste. You may be sitting with a friend. He's thinking of it. So we can give up that attraction, it's very strong, by the advice of Janaka Pandit. He said you can only give up something if you get something better. If you have 10 rupees and I have 1 crore rupees, and I say, let's switch. Well, yeah, no problem. You give me your 10 rupees, I give you 1 crore. So you can give up something if you get something better. So the whole phantasmagoria, this whole material world, even demigods are enchanted. How are we going to give it up? If we get Krishna. That's so easy. Krishna's all attractive. He's the supreme enjoyer. He's present in the sound of his name. He's the supreme lover, and love is the highest happiness. So if you're chanting gradually, you feel that connection. That's religion. The word religio, the verb in religion, in Latin, means to reconnect. Religion means to reconnect with God. And yoga has the same meaning, to reconnect with Krishna. So he's very far away. He's in Vaikuntha, he's in Goloka. Golok Prem Dan Harinam Sankirtan. Yes, but he's come down like Mother Ganges to Pune in the sound of his holy name. Hare Krishna. When you wake up one morning, you look at your hand. It's disgusting. I was sitting with Prabhupada on a plane one time. Prabhupada said, hey, Krishna, hey, Krishna. And he looked at his hand like, he went like that. I thought, wow. At that moment, I realized we're not these bodies. Because Prabhupada was looking at his hand like, what is this foreign object? He has a Satchidananda Vigraha, eternal form of bliss and knowledge in the spiritual world as one of the residents of Vrindavan. And now he's out of his kindness, out of his causeless mercy, he comes to this world and he takes on a body. He's like, what is this? Like you might look at an old coat. Oh, I got to get rid of this coat. It's disgusting. So that's the first trick of the witch, Maya. We think I am the body. And what's the second illusory, most powerful thing she tricks us in? I am God. There's so many sadhus in this country. Aham Brahmasmi. I am the divine. I will merge into the divine. I am God. Tattvamasmi, thou art that supreme Bhagavan. Excuse me, sir. What's Bhagavan doing in a world of birth, disease, old age, and death? Oh, it's his pastime. Did you ever hear of Vrindavan, the sweet, loving pastimes in Vrindavan? It's all nonsense. So we're not the body, we're not God. But relatively few people have actually realized that. And you are meant to be one of those few. Many are called, but few are chosen. You are the few who have the opportunity to overcome these two tricks of Maya. I am the body and I am God. Very powerful influence, but you can overcome it. It's possible. Harinam, Harinam, Harinam eva kevalam. Kalo, Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva. Gati Ranava. No other way than by chanting the names of Bhagavan Krishna. It's so simple we could even just miss it. Sometimes you don't see it and you miss the curve. Sometimes the simplest things, we pass them by. Here's the most simple thing. These 3 words, Hare Krishna and Rama, non-different than Krishna's, and bestow upon you prem, love for Krishna, which is the ticket back home. We all have that within our grasp. We're so blessed. We shouldn't get distracted for a minute. Dharmachari mhajye bahuta karma nishta. Koti karma nishta madhye ekat jnani shestra. Among the followers of Vedic knowledge, most are following the process of fruitive activity and distinguishing between good and bad work. Out of many such fruitive actors, there may be one who is actually wise. Koti mukhi madhye durlabha eka Krishna bhakta. Koti jani madhye haya eka jana mukta. Out of many millions of such wise men, one may actually become liberated, mukta. And out of many millions of such liberated persons, a pure devotee of Krishna is very difficult to find. But we found one. Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paribhajaka Sri Smad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. He's the resident of Vrindavan in whose footsteps we're following. Chaito Dharpana Marjana. All of the bad things that heart are gone and the prema started, you'll be attracted to a particular type of relationship with Krishna, and you'll follow in the footsteps of a resident of Vrindavan and go home. For us, that means Srila Prabhupada. He's a pure devotee of Krishna. It's very difficult to find, but out of his causeless mercy, we know right where he is. Prabhupada said, if you want to know me, read my books. If you want to know Prabhupada, read his purports. He gave his heart and soul there. I remember sometimes Prabhupada was in the temple. He would go to sleep at 11 night and he'd wake up at 1:71, I think, 72. Prabhupada was in a little house with us in Fontenay-aux-Roses. It was a neighborhood outside of Paris. And I was sleeping in the room next to where Prabhupada was. There were so many devotees, I was sleeping on a table. And I heard this ding, ding, and it woke me up at 1:30, and I thought, what is that? And I got up and I walked past Prabhupada's room, and the door was slightly open and the light was on. And Prabhupada was doing his Bhaktivedanta purports with his tape recorder. I thought, wow, I'm watching a resident of the spiritual world reveal exactly what Goloka Vrindavan is like, so I'll develop an impetus to go there. Stimulation for ecstatic love. I was thinking. So I was just transfixed watching Prabhupada. And he looked up and he saw me. And I went behind the door again, because it's just a crack. And I waited and I looked again. And he was looking for me. And then I looked again. He said, all right, come on. What? Come on. So I came to follow you. I just want to follow you. I was thinking like that. Wherever you go, just let me be your servant. Life after life after life. I was thinking like that. And then I fell asleep. Because it was 2 o'clock in the morning. And then Prabhupada said, so, Hare Krishna. And I woke up. And there was some Simply Wonderfuls in a bowl. So he took them out and he said, take prasad. Take prasad. I mean, like, you can go now. And he said, now you can go. Now you can go. Yes, Prabhupada. I think, I never want to leave your lotus feet. Now you can go. I was kicking my head. I fell asleep. He said, but eat the prasad. So it was handed, right, by a pure devotee. I took that prasad. The dust of the feet of the pure devotee, the water that has washed his feet. So I got some prasad from his bowl of simply. When they first made that recipe, Not like rasmalai, misti dohi, like we have now, rubbery, our beautiful preparations. So they brought it to Prabhupada. They said, what should we call it? Prabhupada said, what's it made of? Powdered milk and sugar. And Prabhupada said, it's offered to Krishna? So the devotee said, yes. And Prabhupada, you can call that preparation simply wonderful. And that's where the gula, what he said, okay, ISKCON bullets. Prabhupada coined these phrases. It's so cute. I'm going to take a snap. Excuse me, Prabhupada? We were in Detroit. I'm going to take a snap. Excuse me? A snap! And the servant said, he means a nap. And yoga. He said, yoga. The Bengali, so it was amazing. So, how to become a pure devotee? One time we were sitting with Prabhupada, and one of my godbrothers said, Srila Prabhupada, I'd like to be just like you. I said, I've thought that many times. But I said, you can't say that. You can't be the guru. No, Prabhupada, I want to be just like you. I said, no, you're thinking, well, you can't be the guru. And Prabhupada said, no, he's right. The guru's acharya. Acharya means he teaches by example. He's the perfect repository of the knowledge, the gyan. He has the vigyan, he has the realizations, and he's acting on that knowledge. So Prabhupada said, yes, you want to be like Acharya. So in that instance. So how do souls achieve that rare? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said in 1932 at an initiation ceremony. I read it in the Harmonist, which is the lectures printed, or what was going on in Gaudiya Math in those early days. One article quoted Bhaktisiddhanta saying, I see no reason why all my dukkhalayam shashvatam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So how to achieve that? Well, some special souls like Arjuna, they were the personal friends of Krishna. By that association with the Lord, of course we know Arjuna is an eternal associate, but the Leela was he was confused and he was inquiring from Krishna on our behalf, but that was the Leela, but he achieved perfection by those instructions. But that's very rare and uncommon to have the personal. One who says he's my devotee is not my devotee, but one who says he's the devotee of my devotee. Says, Krishna, I'm yours. I think, Prabhupada, I'm yours. Because I know where you're going. One time someone said, Prabhupada, I want to always be next to your lotus feet. Prabhupada said, well, these lotus feet are traversing the world very quickly. So you have to catch up. Next we're going to Australia, and then to America. Rather we think like Bhaktivinoda Thakur about his guru. Guru Maharaj. That's how we make it. Like if you want to meet Prime Minister Modi, who are we to meet him? But if you know a family member or you know one of your friends is the minister, he'll get you in. Recently I was in Delhi. I was staying at a nice hotel for a few days, and it so happened there was a wedding reception there. One of the ministers in your government, his daughter was married, and the reception was at this hotel, that beautiful park at the back. So I was quite ill, actually. I was staying there because I recently had surgery. So then I heard a rumor that, it's a big function and many important people were there. So I thought, okay, I still had stitches in my back and I was in pain. I said, I got to do this for Prabhupada. I got to go down there and meet some of the big government officials and tell them about Krishna. Got up, put my dhoti on for the first time in Bhagavad Gita. So I have my book by HarperCollins, Adventures of a Traveling Monk. And I had a few copies of that, it just recently came out. So I grabbed the book and I went downstairs, and I was the only one in dhoti and kurta because all the ministers were in tuxedos, ladies in nice gowns, and I'm trying to go around and talk to people. They were like kind of snobby, you know. So I thought, oh, heck. And then someone said, oh, Prime Minister's coming. Excuse me? Prime Minister, he's coming to see the couple and give his blessings. Oh, I've always wanted to meet Mr. Modi. That's like, you know, like a dwarf catching the moon type of thing. So I saw some security. I went up to security. I said, is it true? He said, yes, but stand back. I said, no, but he likes ISKCON. He likes Hare Krishna. Stand back. Why do you want to meet the Prime Minister? Well, see, I've got this book. It's called Adventures of a Traveling Monk. It's the best chapters from my diary books from the last 50 years. It's a bestseller here in India. He said, oh, bestseller? I said, yes, and all the airport shops you can find. Adventures of a Traveling Monk. You see, I'm on the front here. I'm walking. On the left, someone has painted New York. On the right, they have painted Vrindavan. He started thinking, you travel around the world? I said, yes. I go everywhere. My guru told me to go everywhere and preach Krishna consciousness. He said, oh, and you teach Bhagavad Gita? Yes. You know some verses? Sarva dharmam parichaja mamekam saranam braja. You speak Sanskrit? Yes, fully. A white lie. So he said, maybe it would be good for you to meet the Prime Minister. You stand here. So I stood. And 10 minutes later, Prime Minister Modi comes into the function. He's walking on the path. And he walks by me, and I'm a little taller than most Indian people. 6'1". You know, big American man. I'm standing there, and hi, Mr. President, Mr. President. And he walks by, he nods at me. And I wanted to talk to him, but security said, not now. He said, not now. He said, you want to give that book to him? I said, yes. He said, give it to me first. I want to see if there's poison in there or a bomb. I said, there's no bomb in there. I thought, well, yeah, Prabhupada did describe our books to be bombs, but I better not say that. So he took the book and he sniffed it and looked through it, and he said, all right. Okay. So then the Prime Minister, he'd been in Kumbh Mela that day. He'd flown from Varanasi back to Delhi. Can you imagine? Through the traffic, came to see this couple. So he's tired. Said a couple of words, and he started walking back. Everybody wanted to talk to him. Then he saw me. He went, Hare Krishna! Oh, Prime Minister. Everyone looked at him and me. Like now I'm, you know, they're all like this, looking at me. Now I'm somebody very important. I said, Hare Krishna. ISKCON. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Jai Sri Ram. And then they really liked me. Jai Hind. Then they really liked me. So the Prime Minister said, he came walking very quickly to see me. I said, Prime Minister Modi, I said, I'm the adopted son of this country. I've been living here for 52 years. And I go out to Russia and China and Ecuador and Paraguay and Mongolia and Canada and Zealand, and I'm sharing the knowledge of this country, which everyone should hear because these are universal truths. Sarva dharmam parichaja mamekam. He's listening to my Sanskrit. Yes. He said, oh, I said, I'd like to give you this book. He said, oh, thank you so much. He was so appreciative. And the security guards, I introduced him to him. And so then he said, thank you. And he said, do you have a card? I said, yes. And he said, every day I open my email, where's the Prime Minister? So then after he left, everyone wanted to talk to me and congratulate me. You know, I was the black sheep, and now everybody wants to, touch me and talk. I talked to the Prime Minister. And then the security guard, he said, I knew he would stop because I was his personal security guard for 10 years. And whenever there was a sadhu in the audience, he always went and paid his respect. So I knew he was going to come to you. But because of me, you got to stay. So in the same way, if we want to approach the Supreme Lord, It's very difficult. You have to enter into fire, you have to be like fire. So to approach the Supreme Pure, you have to become purified. But even in our impure condition, Srila Prabhupada has kindly accepted us as his sons and daughters and grandsons and granddaughters. And he's taking us back home, back to Godhead. But we have to be patient. One time Prabhupada said to us, he said, if I revealed all your material attachments in your hearts, you would all faint. But from time to time we get an experience, isn't it? There's a certain lecture, we meet a certain devotee, there's a certain feast, right? We get this little glimpse of what is pure devotional service, and it keeps us going. And this way we're gradually going back home, back to Godhead. So I wish all of you all success on the path. If we really call out from our hearts, then Krishna will help us, but we have to cast them aside immediately. And they say, Krishna, Prabhupada, I am yours. Krishna, I am yours. And when they see your enthusiasm, we shouldn't refuse to fully surrender. We can't hold back, depriving ourselves of the greatest nectar. And I'll just finish with a nice pastime, how the Lord reciprocates when we fully surrender. It's meant to inspire us in a desire to give up whatever is not Krishna conscious and just follow the Lord. You know Mahabharat. And one time, Draupadi approached Lord Krishna. It was just after that painful experience where she'd been lost in the gambling match, you know, how she'd been lost in the gambling match. And she'd been humiliated by the attempt of the Kauravas to strip her naked in the public assembly, Dushashan. And she cried and cried until her clothes were almost gone. And then finally, at the last minute, Krishna appeared as what? Her sari, unlimited sari. So it took some time. So after this happened, Draupadi came to Krishna. She said, Lord, I have one question. With tears in her eyes, she asked, Krishna, why did it take so long for you to... You could have come in the beginning when they started to strip me. Why did it take you so long? So Krishna, he said, listen carefully, Draupadi. At first you called up. You said to them, Arjun, Bhim, can't you see what's happening to your wife? They're violating my chastity before your eyes. Do something. Because you just called for me, Krishna, and then, Bhim, Arjun. So I thought, Pandavas and the Pandavas. You called out as you were being stripped naked. Drona, you're a Brahmana. How can you tolerate this? Look what they're doing to me, Drona. So Krishna said, again, you weren't calling me. So I thought I'm not needed. And after that, you took shelter of Bhishma, that powerful warrior and most respected grandfather. And he couldn't help you, so you called out to Dhritarashtra. And then to all the kings. And then finally, you tried to protect yourself by holding on to your sari with two hands. I thought, now, she thinks she's very strong. She thinks she can fight Dushashan. She's thinking she doesn't need, believing in her own strength. So her exact words, 7 verses, just a glimpse of what we want to be like under Prabhupada's guidance and our spiritual masters' guidance, what the mood that we have to fully surrender. O Govinda, she said, O resident of Dwarka, O Krishna, O friend of the gopis, do you not know I am being humiliated by the Kauravas? O Lord of Lakshmi, O Lord of Braj, O destroyer of affliction, please, you save me. I am drowning in the ocean of the Kauravas. O Janardhan, O Krishna, O Krishna, O Krishna, O best of yogis, O soul of the world, O origin of the world, please protect the surrendered soul who's given you her heart. O Govinda, I'm sinking in the midst of the cruise. Please save me, please save me, please save me. Go! Hey! Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, 13 worlds with us ki. Haribo! Jai Jai Sri Radhe! Now to inspire you in the Padam Gatim, right? We have to hear about these pastimes of Krishna. We have to hear about the pastimes of Krishna's devotees. It's the first series in a book series called The Traveling Monk in Sacred Places. And this series is called The Sacred Forest of Vrindavan. It's all my lectures. We have to learn about Vrindavan, to fall in love with Vrindavan. So I've given over 600 lectures now about Braj. 600. And every Friday a new one comes up on my YouTube channel. But my disciples are now printing those lectures. So when you go to Vrindavan, you'll have a parikrama guide. This is probably the best parikrama guide you'll ever find. And this is the second one that's come out. The first one was the eastern banks of the Jamuna. This is the banks of the Jamuna, with photographs, etc., etc. So I think many of you, how many of you took the volume last year, volume 1, A Sacred Forest at Vrindavan? So here you have to add this to your collection. And if you didn't take the first one, it doesn't matter. You can start with the second one because it's just like a gulab jamun, an ISKCON bullet. You can bite into it anywhere and you'll enjoy it. And you'll benefit from it. So we brought this, and every year, if we sell enough copies, hint, 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 if we sell enough copies of the second volume, then we'll be inspired to come back next year with the third volume. So I don't know, do you think I should put it in my itinerary to come back here next year? Do you think I should come back every year? Okay, here it is. Rasika? Where are you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Where will we have the table of books?
Here. Let me, can I announce?
It's only 2,500 rupees. But it's priceless because it's Braj. When you go to Braj, Radhakund, Shamakund, Varshan, Giraj, you just have to open the book up and read. There's pages and pages and pages about each of the holy places. And the holy men that live there, and the acharyas and the moods. It's just the perfect parikrama book. If you buy one of these books, I'll give you my new diary, Adventures of a Traveling Monk, for free. And for teenagers and young adults, because all the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita is wound into my travels. Mongolia, I went to Kailash, I went to the Amazon jungle, I was in Sarajevo during the war. It's got everything, love, intrigue, adventure, all surrounded by the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita. So if you take that, then you get this. And finally, we printed my book about Govardhan in Hindi. Woo! That's also here. So this is like the dessert at the end of the feast. We had a feast of philosophy, and this is the dessert. Madhur, madhur, madhur bhaji. Very, very sweet. So I'm going to sit here. Right? Am I going to sit here?
Yeah, yeah.
And I wanted to show you one thing. Hold on. I was on the plane recently, sitting next to a businessman. He looked at me and said, "Are you real? I mean, is this real what you're doing, dress and a ponytail on your head?" He was an Englishman, big businessman. I said, "Yeah, it's real." I said, "It's more real than what you're doing. Because I'm going to the spiritual world. You're going to hell." He said, "Excuse me?" I said, "Yes." He said, and we talked the whole plane ride. At the end, he apologized. He said, "I didn't know that actually you were a true monk and that you were following authorized process." So I just want to give you something. as a sign of my appreciation, gave me his pen. Last year. This is a Mont Blanc pen. It's really expensive. It's like, I don't know, $500. Three. What do you call them? What do you have here? You have the amount of money? 3 rupees. 3 lakhs. 3 lakhs. And he gave it to me. I said, no, I'm a monk. He said, well, you've got a nice watch. I said, to tell the time. He said, so when you go travel around, you can sign benefit. Maybe if I sell enough books, he'll go back to Godhead in this lifetime.
Hare Krishna. We have the books available at the table. So we request devotees to come there and you can purchase the books. So we have all the books over there. Thank you.
हरे कृष्णा। सबसे पहले हम महाराज को कोटि कोटि धन्यवाद कहेंगे भाई लाउडली चैंटिंग हरे कृष्ण मंत्र प्लीज। कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Maharaj, with your permission, I live in Melbourne, and I remember one of the times you were there. So if that's okay, it will take a minute. I was told that there will be a Bhagavatam class by Maharaj, and I was well prepared. I gone to the temple, and Maharaj was in Kirtan. And that Kirtan went for 3 or 4 hours. Okay, the best is yet to come. You know what Maharaj was doing? Maharaj were kicking people. Maharaj were really touching people with his feet, and that was such a best thing that happened, Maharaj. So I still remember that happened there. So maybe next time, if you are so fortunate, we can we chant Hare Krishna once more, please, just for Maharaj happiness, please. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare, Hare. Okay, I have quick announcements. 6th April is what? 6th April को क्या है? Okay, very good. So you know half of the thing. तो 6 अप्रैल को 10 बजे से लेकर 12 बजे तक राम तारक महायज्ञ का आयोजन है। मेरा आप सभी से निवेदन है कि उस दिन संडे है। बहुत रेयरली ऐसा होता है कि इतने अच्छे पर्व के ऊपर संडे आता है। तो आप रिसेप्शन पर जाकर इंक्वायरी कर सकते हैं हाउ यू कैन पार्टिसिपेट इन दैट महायज्ञ। और 28